Hi, my name is Dr. Shahrzad Noravi. I'm a business psychologist, and I work with companies to strengthen their cultures, to create workplaces where people not only want to stay, but they want to give their all. Today I want to talk about integrating your values. I've been talking about the Walk It model, which is a model about aligning your senior team. And I talked about W, which is walk it, A, which is align your senior team, L, which is look at your culture, K, which was know your plan. And today I'm talking about I, which is integrating your values. When you see companies who have really strong cultures, they're very clear on who they are, who they want to be, and where they're going. And values are an integral part of that. You might ask, what exactly are values? And I talk about it in depth in another video. What I want to share with you about values is that they are the behaviors that bring success to the organization. You may not have defined your values, but they still exist. And when you define them, when you learn from your team, what behaviors bring us success, and you ask questions about examples and stories and times where people really rise to the top and they made a difference, that is something that helps you identify the values. And it's something that was created by the founders. It's something that lives on. And it's also something that needs to be refreshed to make sure you are living to them and that they are current. You may have had changes in your industry that make you need to show up in a different way. There may have been changes in the world. We had a pandemic and it really called for more agility, for example, as a value, as everyone pivoted in how they were doing business and how they were serving their customers. Once you have created your values, you can integrate them into recruiting and making sure you're asking questions around the values to ensure that you're bringing people onto the organization that have demonstrated that they live the values. You could use them to promote people, and when necessary, you can use them to make decisions on who needs to be in the organization and who might need to be off-boarded because they're not living up to the values. And I always believe in coaching up as a first step before coaching out. When your senior team is aligned on the values, they can make decisions together that impact the company culture. If there's conflict among the senior team and they are not seeing eye to eye, one can look at the values and ask, are we living to them right now? What do we need to be doing differently? And in my one-on-one coaching with clients, I always believe it's important to ensure that the person is clear on their company values and seeing if they are living to them. Employees so appreciate when leaders live to the values because it means you are walking the talk. Some things that you can ask yourselves as you are reviewing your values, refreshing them, or maybe articulating them for the first time. Who do we want to be in our industry? How do we want to show up for our customers? How do we want to show up for one another? What will we do to make a difference in our community and in the world? How might we become disruptors in our space or in our industry? So take the time to think about what's important for your business and what needs to be done differently, and take this to your senior team and come to agreement on what the values are, and then share them with the organization and get feedback and then finalize it together. You can learn more about this in my video about values. So a few things to start doing. First, focus less on putting the values online and on the walls, which is great, but put more focus on living these values, on rewarding people when they live the values, on asking each other, are we living these values? Second, start incorporating your values into the employee life cycle, from how you recruit, how you promote, and how you offboard. Third and last, use the values as a coaching tool. Don't just leave it to your HR leaders. Have your functional leaders also use these values as a coaching tool. Here's to you creating and integrating awesome values that reflect who your company is and who you want to be. A powerful culture starts with you. If what I've shared with you today resonates with you, please feel free to hit subscribe. Please feel free to read A Powerful Culture Starts With You or listen to it. It's on Audibles and in my voice. And last, please feel free to reach out and we can have a conversation.